Last but not least, we are finally visiting Kelak hard. The team comp is going to be the exact same as it is on Extreme. They are the same strategies. They are the best scoring strategies. We'll take a look at the differences here. Jumping into Deri's gear, this is going to be the exact same. It is an attack crit set on a 5-5 split. As you have seen, 5-5 has just been kind of covering all of our bases. It's not exactly optimal for any of the difficulties, but it is the closest and the easiest to get. Again, if you have her weapons, make sure you're running the best crit damage gloves, which is the assortment that I have currently. Her link is going to again be Margaret with the exact same setup. Attack crit. This should be defense if you want her to be optimal, but I don't have AUR defense set. We do want all of her weapons on as well. Green Gother is our next in line with his relic on. As we remember, this does increase basic stats by 1% every time we use a rank up. We have common top row because we don't want him dealing a lot of damage, and we do have his weapons off. Halbrum does keep his Tarmio link so that he does not take too much damage and die on us. Again, he does need an SSR top row because we do need him to not be patienced. This probably can be R gear, maybe C gear. I didn't test the C gear, but I just wanted to be safe and I left what I was already using for Extreme. Again, no weapons for him. And then Ellatte, I actually took off her top row altogether because when she starts getting her passive stacks on hard, when she crits, it's not a fun thing to deal with. And then obviously again, no weapons for her. We are running a crit damage food. I am not in the lobby for it to show. Whoops. It is crit damage food. If you are running attack, that is technically better, but good luck getting everything you need with attack food. You're going to be dealing way too much damage, I promise you that. And then again, this does not change with the artifact set, the mid-guard single target attack set. With that all in play, let's take a look at the run. Now, since this is the same team as it was for Extreme, like I mentioned, the strategy and the idea behind it is basically going to be the same. We are going to drop these same attacks starting off in turn 1, making sure that we use our Ellatte debuff last, so we don't want to increase the amount of damage we deal with our remaining cards. So the big things to remember is that he will use his resistance buffs on turn 4, so we need to make sure that we can have an Ellatte debuff, go through pumpkin bombs, Helbram poisons by turn 4. Helbram poison does last 3 turns, so it is actually okay to use it now if we don't get an earlier one. But we kind of want to try to hold on to any additional debuffs from Gother and Ellatte because we could expend them earlier, but then we risk not having them ready when the time comes. The other thing to look out for is getting Ellatte's ult. We do want to have that up around the same time that the buffs drop. It's not essentially, or it's not necessarily a time sensitive thing, but you want to make sure that the buffs are still going to be up when you're going for the kill, which also means Ellatte's ult needs to be active probably 1 turn before the buffs go up at the earliest. Alright, and as you can see, we did manage to pull an extra Ellatte debuff. We do have our pumpkin bombs primed and the boss is already poisoned, so we don't need to worry about drawing another Helbram debuff. We are on turn, I believe turn 4, since he is doing his buff here. It means we can drop our debuffs here, making sure that we do our Ellatte attack before that debuff. So that was almost a misplay there. And then continuously stacking Deri as much as possible. Also, when you have Gother's Relic, make sure that your rank ups don't merge too much. We do want to use those individually and stack those up as much as possible. There is a lot of things to remember here. Ellatte's going to start hitting really hard. We want to try and get her stacks up to 10, but on hard it is very difficult to get that up there. and then Gother's Relic is almost impossible to stack like past 5. I think my average has been around 3. If I got lucky, maybe 4. And we are here on turn 5. We do have all 4 resistance buffs up, and we have Ellatte's ultimate. We do have an extra Deri buff, so we can stall an additional turn while hitting a double rank up here, so all of our essential cards are going to be gold. We are getting a lot of points for buffs. Every buff that comes out is 2 points, as you can see right there. That is just going to be stacked across the board. We do have an Ellatte attack, but at this point, using that is probably a little too risky. Everything else is already in play. We can't really stall another turn here, so we are just going to do the triple gold into the finish. We have 7 Ellatte stacks, 3 Gother stacks, and it looks like Deri is going to be ending on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stack evasion. We will have another moment of silence and see what this crits for. A very clean 13 mil. Now we can push us a little farther. This does get us about 6k, but 7k is probably what we're looking for since it is push week. That is going to wrap things up in our Kelak trilogy. I wish you all the best of luck in creating this week. If you guys liked the video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're into that. Until next time.